That's when people can see us.
Great. Welcome, everyone. We're going to get this thing underway right out of the gate. So I'm Bryn. I'm the co-founder and CEO of PartnerStack. And today I'm going to talk to you about how we failed and how our failure showed us the future of startup growth. I'm joined by a special guest here today, Simon from Reveal. Simon, I'll let you introduce yourself and Reveal.
Hi everyone. It's actually my second session of the day, so I'm getting used to the platform. Great to be with you, Bryn, and thanks for inviting me. I'm really happy to hijack your session and join the conversation with you. But yeah, co-founder of Reveal. I've been an entrepreneur for quite some time. I've failed a lot of times as well. So really excited by the convo.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Thanks for joining, and thanks everyone else for joining in here too. So you got to be asking yourself at this point, why are we here together today? And the long and short of it is we have a special announcement, and that special announcement is based on what we've learned. Before we get into that special announcement, I want to talk to you about how we got here. And to get here, we have to talk about how we failed a lot, the 5 things that we learned, and again, the special announcement that we have at the end of today's session. Rewinding back to 2015, this is my co-founders and I laying on a floor in Mountain View, California in Y Combinator with the idea that we were going to, enable people to grow through indirect sales. We previously built another company, it was a collaboration platform for nonprofits. It was called Pod. And the only thing that seemed to work inside of that business was this refer a friend program. We were really on the outside looking in. This platform for nonprofits, though, was incredible, and we really appreciate everything that our customers went and did. The long and short of it, it was like Slack, except worse in every way. And so we were really outsiders looking in. And we were about as far away from this as you could possibly imagine. We didn't know anything about technology. We really knew nothing about sales. We were just very naive in the way that we approached different problems. One of the opportunities with this naivety was that we were able to ask ourselves, what would this look like? What would it look like if we built Pod and there was no salespeople? The reason why we asked ourselves that is that's quite literally what we did with Pod. No salespeople. We grew completely through this refer a friend program. And what would startups look like if they didn't have to rely on a direct sales team? What does it look like if you could just make and then you could enable people to sell on your behalf? So we decided to grow at Pod. Specifically, we grew through this refer a friend widget. It was the only thing we knew at the time. We looked at Dropbox. We saw all the blog posts that went out about their refer a friend program and how it drove 90+% of their growth. We really thought to ourselves that was going to be how we differentiated ourselves as Pod, and it actually worked. Our friends who joined this refer a friend program were quite literally our friends. They were our friends from leaving college, university. They were working as marketers. They were working as consultants. They were working as people that would help train and facilitate technology inside of nonprofits. And it worked. It drove all of our revenue. It was maybe the only thing that worked inside of our business. And then we started getting messages like this. These were messages coming from other technology companies. And the other technology companies were asking us, how did we build our partner program? They're trying to launch. They didn't know how that would work. And, could they speak to us about it? And that led us to ask ourselves, like, W2Fs, what is a partner program? We didn't even know what a partner program was at the time. We were simply calling this a refer a friend program. But that really opened the door for us. And this is really important because we didn't know what a partner program was. We didn't understand the power of ecosystem. No one had gone out and defined it. And so the first thing that we did is we went out and spoke with 500 SaaS companies to understand the challenges that they had. And we heard the same thing over and over and over again. And this was whether the company was, big or small, scaling, or really just trying to find that product market fit. At the end of the day, people had underperforming sales teams. Reps would come and go. Marketing costs were ever increasing. Unpredictable algorithms. Google is one finicky platform. Barriers to going international. It costs so much money to build teams outside of where you're based. product-led funnels that leaked, finding and keeping partners, and ultimately attention or audience attention. And so we set out to build the world's largest sales force. That's what we got up on stage at Y Combinator back in 2015 and pitched. We are building the world's largest sales force. And we believe that any company, any SaaS company could tap into this sales force at the click of a button. Very simple, and we've learned many things since then, but that's how we got our journey started. We also called the first 10,000 partners that signed up to PartnerStack. We were on phone calls all day long, and we asked them what was required what was missing on their part. What did we need to do to help make their jobs easier? And here are the 5 biggest things that we went and learned. First, partners have to come first. Your partnerships, the people who are participating in your partner programs, you need to put them first. We invest so many time, resources, and technology into the people who work at our company. And PartnerStack does the same thing because it makes sense. You need to take that same approach and put your partners first. Make those same investments because your partners will be successful if you enable them to be successful. The second thing is B2B is just different. We also spoke with non-B2B companies, and we realized that there's a huge divergence between B2B and something like B2C. B2B requires a lot of training and enablement. The solutions that we're building and selling, the ways we're going to market, there's a lot of knowledge in there that needs to be learned. It's very different than a B2C type motion. And PRM is not dead. It's in fact the doorway. At the time, there were many folks talking about how PRM wouldn't exist, how it was something that would, no one would ever go in and use. But what we've learned and what we've continued to learn since founding the company is there's a doorway for your partnerships. And often it comes through your portal. It's the thing that your partners first start to get up and launch. It's the thing that many people have to start reporting on from day one. And it's not going away. We haven't seen it change yet. And the companies that are leaning into partnerships, these are the companies that are really winning. What I mean by that is companies that are dedicating a full-time person, that person has budget, that person is driving real or building OKRs that drive the company forward. And that's everything from net new business to training and enablement to support of customers. Companies have learned that if you leverage your partners are capable of reaching your customers in ways that you don't even know are required right now. And then the last thing is partnering has a multiplier effect. When it comes to partnerships, starting a partner program isn't just about finding one single partner. There's no real single bullet here. You find a partner and then you build on top of that. Those partners are actually able to bring in more partners. They're able to tell you who you should be partnering with. They can teach you more about your go-to-market motion than you could ever imagine. And so the companies that are leaning into this and listening to their partners, asking the questions, those are the companies that are really growing and getting this multiplier effect. And now the market is really catching up. For a long time, we've heard stories about, the power of partnerships. But at the beginning, it wasn't like this. 5-6 years ago, no one was paying attention to partnerships. But many of the people on this call at this conference were there. You were there in the early days. We are still in the early days, but the market is really catching up to partnerships. It's now, Bessemer's number one prediction is that indirect monetization is going to become our new first act. You have Andreessen Horowitz talking about how it's not just growth at all costs. Rather, they would rather invest in a company that's growing at a lower rate with 50% partner source revenue. And the reason this is occurring is because it's just more efficient and you get more at scale. Forrester's talking about how mature companies with mature partner programs are growing at the rate of 2x other companies with low maturity partner programs. So the point here is you have to start early. And the multiplier effect we mentioned, well, it has to do with, of course, the things that you can go and learn. But the other side of this, and this is our numbers, even internally, is partner source sales are twice the value, half the cost, and close twice as fast. And that's when you compare it to direct source deals. I can tell you that's the case at PartnerStack, and I know that's the case for many of you. Some of you are actually much better than that. The market is rewarding companies with strong ecosystems. This is a look at the market growth rate from looking at company stocks performance. since 2007. And what you can see is the blue line is companies those are the companies that leaned into partnerships. The orange line are companies that retreated from partnerships, and the middle line is just companies that have a good unit economics but a direct only motion. Strong partner ecosystems actually drive performance. This is about becoming, anti-fragile. This is an anti-fragile source revenue channel. So the big questions you need to be asking yourself: one, what happens when the best salespeople in the world don't just work for one company? The reality is this is happening right now. Many of the best salespeople at your own business right now are working with, account mapping tools to work back and forth, are sending the right recommendations over, and are ultimately the most effective. What happens if these salespeople were independent contractors? What happens if they, the best people to sell and present your product in market and to reach your customers weren't actually part of your business? You should be asking yourself that every single day. Number two, what happens when we think about partner experience the same fervor as we think of customer experience? Partner experience matters so much. We are so concerned about our employee experience and our customer experience, but we often neglect the partner experience. I've seen huge changes to this in the last 24 months from many companies driving this and everybody in this community. It's very exciting. Our next goal, though, is to bring partner experience across the organization. We want everybody in sales and success and support and engineering, product design. We want them all to understand the importance of partner experience and to point to, customer experience and what happened when we embraced that and the growth that we all went and experienced. Enough about the experience. Who can you partner with today that will have an outsized impact for your customers? This is a question that we ask ourselves, and is, one of the reasons Simon's here on the call, which we're going to dive into. But, who you partner with today matters. And we always suggest for people to be partnering with people that take action, are just as excited, where, the partnership, they're willing to put resources behind it. We're able to define what an actionable outcome is, and we can drive towards that goal together. This is project management at its most basic form. But it's very complicated when you layer two organizations on top of each other and really trying to go to that outcome. So ask yourselves, who is committed to working with you, working through the good, bad, and other problems that come up along the way? And how will they have that outsized impact for your customer base? Ask them. If there's alignment, it's much easier to push it forward. Which leads me to one last thing, and is the reason why we're excited to come on here today. So if you give me a second here, there we go.
Have you heard about account mapping and how it can drive more partner-sourced revenue? Account mapping highlights the opportunities you and your partners share in your CRMs, so you can work together to close more deals. But there's never been an easy way to assign those opportunities to partners, track their progress, and ensure partners get paid when they close. You'd have to manually track everything yourself until now. With Reveal plus PartnerStack, you get a seamless, simple workflow that covers everything from identifying high-value opportunities with partners to automatically rewarding those partners when they drive revenue. Once you and your partner are connected to Reveal, you'll see every opportunity you have in common. See an opportunity you'd like your partner to work on? Just select it and choose Refer a Lead via PartnerStack. Then just fill out a few details and refer the lead. It will automatically be assigned to your partner in PartnerStack. From PartnerStack, you can track the progress of every lead as your partners work on them. And when your partners close a deal, they'll automatically get paid for it. Remove the barriers holding you and your partners back with Reveal plus PartnerStack and start seeing more partner source revenue. Have you heard about account mapping?
Cool. So that's the big announcement today. Simon, thank you for coming over. You and the whole team at Reveal it's been so exciting to work with you from day one. But the integration of PartnerStack and Reveal is something that I was very excited about, because it was something that we heard from our customers over and over and over again. We use Reveal. How do we work closer with, PartnerStack, this, ecosystem platform? How do we together make it happen? And I've been excited to work on that with you. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, we've been so excited over the past few months when we I remember when we had our first call, when I left the call, I was like, okay, for the first time, I think I've met a founder that shares some of the scars, I guess, and also some of the core kind of build principles when it comes to product. I think in your talk just before, you talked about partner experience. So our experience as a partner of PartnerStack has been amazing. But I would also say that it just showed that the focus that you guys have on customer experience and user experience and the quality of the product and actually delivering value and caring for the audience. What we have in common is we both serve, the partnership function and more, hopefully, but this is our key audience and serving the partner leaders out there the best that we can is the most important thing for us, and hopefully the most important also for the entire PartnerTech space. So really couldn't be more excited to have this major integration being released, and thanks for the partnership, Bryn. It's been amazing.
Thank you. This is something I've been talking with our product team now for weeks, for months on now, as we've worked through this, and they share the exact same feeling as you did. It's so nice to have a partner where we did create an aligned objective and we were able to drive towards it, and where we were both speaking to customers and hearing the feedback from customers of, how do we build a deeper integration with Reveal? And at PartnerStack, it's our belief that, the tech, the partner tech space, the ecosystem tech space is so exciting. And that, we've seen there's so many lessons to be learned from marketing, from sales, from customer experience. And what we've noticed is that, when a best-in-class group partners with another best-in-class group, it's not just a 1 + 1 = 2. It's really 1 + 1 = 10. How do you unlock so much more? And so it's been an absolute pleasure. And our partner experience has been great working with you all and with the team. And I'm excited to see what happens here over the next little bit.
And 100%. And one thing I would add, and we have discussed this, several times in the past, but the PartnerTech ecosystem is growing and is attracting funding and is getting more and more attention. But it's also very new compared to other kind of categories that are much more defined, much clearer. So it means that the lines between our products, what PartnerStack does, what Reveal does, can be very blurry at times. We don't know. Maybe we might kind of overlap a bit. We might even compete sometime, maybe in the future. But the more we thought about it, and I thought about it, it was obvious that we need to drink our own champagne, right? When it comes to integration, when it comes to building SaaS, there is always the risk to have an overlapping component with a potential partner and so on and so forth. But the value at the end of the day for our joint customers, the value for the partnership community entirely is way greater than the risk we might face by integrating with a potential competitor or overlapping solution. So I think it's very important to show that we actually do what we say and we advise people to do, like actually partnering up, taking a chance, a leap of faith, and just building trust. I think that's the genesis. And on top of that, if it can serve our audience and help people drive more business from their ecosystem, then I think we have the perfect combination.
Absolutely. And that was something that really stuck with me from day one, is both the belief that Reveal has to use Reveal to grow, PartnerStack has to use PartnerStack to grow, but this was the first real step that we've put forward where we can actually do that alongside each other. And if you can unlock a whole lot more value for your customer, that's everything. So, I'm excited about this integration partnership. I'm excited what this means for our customers. I'm excited to learn what we do well. I'm excited to learn what we're not doing as well. And so if anybody has feedback, please let us know. We are all ears, because this is just about driving more impact for you. So I know right now we actually have a couple customers in beta. We're closing up the beta over the next couple weeks. But if you want to go to partnerstack.com/reveal, we can get this up live launch before the end of the year. If you have any feedback, if you want anything more, we are both here to listen and to figure out how we can make this even better. And I believe that this is just the beginning. We're going to see a lot more of these types of integrations happen right across the partner tech ecosystem. and it will just be beneficial for all of us. So thank you. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Cool. Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us here today. We tried to keep it as short and sweet as we possibly could. We hope you enjoy the rest of PLX. And if you have any thoughts, questions, feel free to reach out to Simon. Feel free to reach out to me. And thank you again for helping us get here. It's your feedback that's really driven us down this path. So thank you.